tonight. Yes, we got some food late last night. He's sick about it. We are so pleased to be here. Welcome. Beautiful. In the American Party, I wish to express our profound appreciation to you and to Mrs. Sadat for your reception here and for your generosity. We've had a thorough going discussion of the current situation in the Middle East, of the present status of efforts toward the achievement of peace in the Middle East, and some other matters as well. We are in the presence of the leader who has made the chances for peace real and possible and tangible for the first time in many, many years, because of his courage and because of his vision in that dramatic visit to Jerusalem, which ended with a statement declaring that there will be no more wars, and which set the tone in the atmosphere, which permitted people to begin to talk with each other about the real problems and the real solutions that permitted peace to be achieved. And it's a singular honor for me, Mr. President, having met you on 2 separate visits to Washington, and in that special visit to Camp David, to once again have a chance to review what might be done, what steps can be taken to move the process along toward that cherished and sacred objective of peace. It was my honor today to bring to President Sadat an invitation from President Carter to send his foreign minister, Mr. Kamel, to London in mid-July to meet with the foreign minister from Israel, Mr. Dayan, and our Secretary of State, Mr. Vance, to discuss the matter of these Middle East negotiations for peace. And I was delighted and pleased today when President Sadat accepted President Carter's invitation and agreed to send his foreign minister to that meeting. I am confident that the Israeli foreign minister will also be dispatched to that meeting, and this conference can provide an important first step for a broad review and an analysis of where we go from here. The Egyptian proposals will shortly be made available, and
we have really a very fruitful exchange of views, and he has delivered to me the invitation of President Carter for the two foreign ministers, the Egyptian foreign minister and the Israeli foreign minister, to meet in London. And this opportunity really to ask Vice President Moundel to convey to President Carter and to the American people our gratitude for the help and understanding that we are receiving. Each peace built on justice. Before I end my words, really, I'm very grateful to our friend Vice President Moundel. He has given me a full text of his visit to Israel, and the confidence of the American people who were very generous, really, and very gallant in their support to the cause of peace. Thank you.
Mr. Vice President, Caplow from ABC. Prime Minister Begin said that his decision on whether or not to send his foreign secretary to London to meet with the Egyptian foreign secretary would depend in part on what President Sadat told you now, or what his most recent comments would be. What did he tell you that makes you confident that Premier Begin will send his man?
You will recall that last evening at the banquet, the Prime Minister did make reference to the possibility of such a meeting in London. The formal invitation will be going to the Prime Minister this afternoon, and based on my conversations with him, I made the statement I made today. The formal decision and the announcement, however, is not mine to make, but is for the Prime Minister to make.
In other words, you're
A peaceful settlement here in this area. Now I can tell about the nature of these meetings, but it will be conveyed to Israel, and let us wait until we see what is the reaction from Israel. But we have put our proposal, trying our best to promote the peace process.
Mr. President, Christopher Wren, New York Times. Are we, from your remarks, Mr. President, are we correct in assuming that you do not expect to meet President Carter in Austria or Germany or anywhere in Europe this month?
Well, such a meeting like this should be arranged before. There is no arrangement for this.
Thank you.
Mr. President, is it
correct to assume that Egypt is prepared to modify its plan regarding the West Bank and Gaza? That is to say, accept, in addition to the return of the two regions to Egyptian and Jordanian administration, sort of a UN presence or American presence?
Why not wait until our proposal will be declared, and when it reaches President Carter and when it reaches Israel, we shall be declaring. We are mainly concerned upon the future and the solution of the Palestinian question. And all the time that we have spent, we were discussing this problem.
Maybe you have heard me always saying that I'm always optimistic. Yes, I'm optimistic by nature. And let us hope that through the efforts and through this very important visit of Vice President Mondale to the area here in this precise moment will give the peace process a new momentum. I'm sure it will. We have time for two more questions. And the West Bank to Jordan. Is there any movement on that, Mr. President?
To be frank, no. That was initiated by President Carter himself, and let us hope, break the ice, like they say, or so, because, as I told you, we are dedicated. Last question.
Mr. President, referring again to the statement made by President Carter about a Geneva meeting in...
A lot of unfair opinions. Well written. Merci beaucoup, merci. أنا هتصرف.